So, while the project represents an important step in the way materials from libraries across Europe is accessed and aggregated, for many of you, the aims and objectives of the project, as well as the library's involvement in it, will remain somewhat of a mystery. So the aim of today's presentation is to fill you in on how the library has contributed to the project and what the project as a whole is hoping to achieve. Along the way, I'll be displaying some of the items from our digital collections that we're providing access to and introducing you to the new pathways available to search some of the library's digital collections. So first, we'll begin with the background. The Europeana Libraries Project is part of the broader Europeana service, which was launched in 2008 following the European Commission's decision to establish an European digital library. Since then, Europeana, which is based in The Hague and is funded by the European Commission, has established itself as the European Digital Library, Museum and Archive. It's become a key access point for discovering Europe's cultural and scientific heritage, and it allows European cultural and scientific institutions to reach a greater number of people, to enhance user experience, and to facilitate partnerships and cooperation between institutions. So, what are Europeana's aims? Well, Europeana's ultimate aim is to provide a single platform for providing access to all freely available digital content from cultural and scientific institutions across Europe. According to its 2011 to 2015 strategic plan, Europeana's stated aim is to aggregate, facilitate, distribute and engage. To aggregate by building an open, trusted source for Europe's scientific and cultural heritage. To facilitate by supporting the cultural heritage sector through knowledge transfer, innovation and advocacy. To distribute by making Europe's scientific and cultural heritage available to users. And to engage by creating new ways for users to access their cultural heritage. As of October 2011, Europeana was providing free access through its website to over 20 million digital objects from 1,500 institutions in 32 different countries. And its website had received over 3 million visits as of September 2011. In addition to this, the metadata mapped by Europeana from these institutions has been based on a single data model, European semantic elements, 12 of the field set, which are specific to Europeana itself. As a means of expanding this area of its work, Europeana is at present developing the Europeana data model, the EDM, which will supersede the European semantic elements and which will be a significantly richer data format, allowing for broader searches, greater context, more information for users, and the means to facilitate Europeana's participation in the semantic web. The National Library, well, we've already been involved in one major Europeana project, which was Europeana Travel. And this took its, unsurprisingly enough, this took the theme of travel and tourism. Now, for this project, we digitized and provided access to 35,000 digital images from 574 drawing volumes, which were part of the library's collection. And these date mainly from the 18th and 19th century. And these can now be found on the Europeana Travel website and the main Europeana website. So having made a successful contribution to Europeana Travel, the National Library has, since the beginning of 2011, been involved in a new, larger project being run by Europeana, the Europeana Libraries Project, which, funded by the European Commission and supported by the Conference of European National Libraries, the Consortium of European Research Libraries, and the Association of European Research Libraries, is focused solely on aggregating and providing access to material from European research libraries. It's an ambitious project seeking to aggregate and provide access to 5 million digital objects, including books, theses, manuscripts, journals, photographs, paintings and audiovisual material from 19 of Europe's leading research libraries, and that includes us here at the National Library. These will then be made available through the Europeana and European Library websites. However, this project is also an attempt to see what is possible. With an eye on the longer term, Europeana Libraries' ultimate objective is to create a single library aggregator for all the freely accessible digital content available in Europe's research libraries. The project is one that is ambitious, and its scope and its implications are innovative and exciting for researchers, general library users, archivists, and librarians alike. In order to facilitate the project, Europeana has been working closely with the European Library, who are responsible for managing the project and who act as the domain aggregator for it. In layman's terms, it is through the European Library that all the data from the project partners and the digital content, including the national libraries, is collected and made available for use via searchable catalogues on the Europeana and European Library websites. By using one aggregation system for the project, Europeana hopes to build a robust aggregation infrastructure which will allow for the aggregation of metadata and digital content from hundreds of European libraries in the future. The European Libraries website, which is up there, relaunched earlier this year, is, along with Europeana's own website, one of two platforms through which users can search for the digital collections provided as part of the project. The project has chosen to use two separate platforms for searching the material in order to cater for the different needs of the casual user and the academic researcher. Of the two websites, it is the European Libraries website that caters specifically for researchers and includes the ability to search by discipline, to conduct more complex searches and to reuse metadata for purposes such as data mining. The Europeana website is geared towards the needs of the more casual user, as I mentioned just earlier, with a simplified searching procedure. And the European Library will be rebranding as Europeana Research in 2014. So what has the National Library actually contributed to the project? Well, as a project partner, the National Library is contributing to the project in two ways. First, by providing access to some of our most important digitised collections, and secondly, by contributing to the development of the Europeana data model. We've also been working with Europeana and our other project partners in ensuring that the ingestion and harvesting of the metadata and digital images run smoothly by developing internally the ingestion tools to facilitate this process. And alongside contributing digital items to the project, we are also providing the metadata for these images to Europeana. Indeed, it is here that a lot of the work is focused with National Library staff creating new records for some items, in particular a large chunk of the Jeff Charles collection that have not been previously available on our electronic catalogue, and converting existing records to meet the requirements of the Europeana data model. In addition to this, the descriptive metadata being provided by the National Library will be made available for use via Creative Commons Zero Universal Public Domain Agreement, and creative use of this agreement and of the data, including use of map applications and linking data sets to allow for more semantic searching, has already been made via hackathons organised in cooperation with Europeana. But in terms of the digital material being made available, the National Library has chosen over 250,000 items of text-based and visual material that provide a general outline of the development of Welsh history, society and landscape from the 1750s through to the latter half of the 20th century.